He is one of Fortnite's most electric pros.
Hunter, Dad, killed him. Chill.
Always entertaining and easy to root for. He's also good.
200.
Like, really good.
200. No. I'm the best!
One of 2 players in North America to qualify for all 18 grand finals. Every single one.
All of them?
He's won 20 cash cups.
Oh my god!
Whether the game mode was solos, duos, trios, or squads.
Dennis! Go now, Dennis! What the f are you looking at from behind you?
And no matter his teammates, from Tfue and Cloaksy to Stretch and Saf, Khanada is, with few exceptions, a shoo-in for a top 10, but usually a top 5.
2, I have Khanada, one of the only remaining perfect players who is 17 out of 17 for qualifying to FNCS Grand Finals.
Despite this prodigious career, he's never won an FNCS.
It's not nice to qualify for all these, but haven't won one.
Starting in Chapter 3, Season 2, he duoed with Agers, and they got back-to-back top 5s, but narrowly missed out on the FNCS Global Invitational in Raleigh to end the year.
Khanada and Agers finding at 5th place, still on the hunt for the win, but I mean 5th place, that's still a really great accomplishment.
Agers had a similar career to Khanada, and he is one of the great underrated legends of North America. He has not missed a grand finals since Duo FNCS in Chapter 2 Season 2, qualifying for 13 straight. And like Khanada, he is always a threat for multiple top 10s and top 5s. But after over 30 tries combined in grand finals and a second in Major 1, coming into Major 3, they were getting impatient. But they had one major problem. The new NA Central region had an insane level of competition.
Last week, Fortnite added the North America Central server located in Dallas, Texas, meaning now that NA has 3 different servers to choose from.
Rise and Iamzo dominated Cash Cups and FNCS weeks.
So we had the clear favorites to win, Rise and Iamzo.
Dominance with basically no precedent.
This is the secluded spire, the drop spot where NA's Rise and Iamzo landed in a Fortnite tournament that they won 5 of the 7 games in.
Second place in the first Cash Cup, first place in the Duo Cash Cup, first in week 1 FNCS, first in the next Cash Cup, first in week 2 FNCS finals, and then first in Cash Cup after all of that.
You're very good, yo.
But Rise and Iamzo weren't the only team dominating in Season 3. Major 1 champions Acorn and Cold, who had announced their split at the start of the season.
Acorn and Cold missed the April 11th deadline to disband and are basically forced to duo this season and for the FNCS Global Championship.
Realized it meant sacrificing their Global Championship spot, and they got back together. But they didn't miss a beat, with multiple top 5s in Cash Cups and FNCS finals, culminating in a record-breaking Cash Cup win.
We had Acorn and Cold have probably the best tournament ever. They dominated opens and broke the point record by dropping almost 700 points and over 120 total elimination.
In Major 3, Fortnite introduced new ways to score called objectives.
Fortnite added 15 points for capturing the Rift POI flag, as well as 3 points for capturing vaults in FNCS this season.
And while every top team incorporated these new ways to score into their game plans, one duo, Bucky and Ocus, took it to an extreme to push themselves back on top of the region.
They have been getting a lot of their points fighting for the flag. They have been the most dominant flag team on NA.
Bucky has been one of North America's most famous players since he qualified for the World Cup in 2019, documenting it for one of the best competitive Fortnite videos of all time.
Oh my god.
What does this mean, though?
I'm gonna cry. Holy shit. But I'm pretty sure I qualified. I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry, it's happy. That's
I know,
awesome.
but I'm so sad.
And while he's not for everyone, he is distinct.
Oh my god!
And he picked the right time to make his comeback because there was 10 FNCS Global Championship spots up for qualifying, and lots of great teams who still needed to make those spots. For one, Rise and Iamzo had not qualified despite their amazing year. Neither had teams like Paper and Muzz, Reet and Ritual, plus rising stars like Bakapars and Bryson Chubbs. And most notably, Epic Whale and Clicks. And the World Cup champion and 3-time FNCS winner Bugha with his duo threats had not yet qualified but were always lingering. They had played well enough through qualifiers, and Bugha's amazing pedigree as a prime-time player meant they were always a favorite. We had an epic grand finals cooking. Game 1 ends with Revised winning after scoring a med mist. Game 2 starts with Agers in the midst of a solo clutch.
But it's a trade, 1-for-1. Agers fighting back, and this is a big moment for Agers to pick up some points here as a solo.
He takes height.
And you have to assume the comps have come through. Play for height. Agers now finds himself another elimination.
Bugha gets a beautiful elim to make it a 1v1. But Agers brilliantly uses height and wins.
Bugha outside of the zone, he's forcing him down low and getting him to expend his builds early, and this could be it with more damage from Agers going down. He is doing what he can to keep himself calm, cool, collected, and with every advantage of the book.
That's a study-worthy defensive play right there from Agers. He's put everything he had to fend off Bugha and send him down low because he didn't have material, and he understood that. He allowed him to get close, the run was over, but now he gets a chance to continue to fight for it. Can he climb up? No, it doesn't matter.
Into endgame with Bugha on height and Agers solo clutch.
Bugha and Threat still chilling on the high ground here, coasting alongside. Meanwhile, Agers left by himself here. Khanada finished to the outskirts, to the hands of Duke there.
Acorn and Cold try to impose themselves on the tournament, but Bugha and Threats win painlessly.
It's going to come down to the shotgun play. Bugha finds one.
Jumping up to second. Khanada and Agers continue their dominance, with Khanada taking his turn as a solo, taking out defending champion Edgy.
They just need to eat.
That was crazy. Wow. Khanada actually found an additional slurp juice as well.
And hanging on until a second with Bolts and Thoric taking the win, expanding their lead.
Look at that number. That's 310 points.
And the iconic coach, Destiny Jesus, said it best. Khanada was in a flow state. On to Game 5. Bugha and Threats take height again. Khanada goes down after earning placement. Bugha goes down.
There, but the trade comes through.
Then Threats. Reet and Ritual take the win on height. To kick off Game 6, Aviv makes a hilarious 200 IQ play.
Against his better judgment, Aviv says, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go and aim for the sky. I think I get some more points here. Look at this readjustment. Opens up a wider platform as well. This is very, very interesting. I love this play right now. And it works!
In endgame, Bugha and Agers as solos. Bugha falls, and Pen and Bila take day 1's final win. After one day, Khanada and Agers hold a healthy lead, but Bugha and Threats are lingering. Bugha goes down after a clutch elimination, closing the gap.
Just in time for the Stammer to come through in the siphon as well, but no.
Yamzo gets to work.
Themselves back. The shots are continuing to fire. Yamzo's not getting greedy, but he drops at the perfect time.
And Paper and Muzz take the win.
Is hit a massive tag, but no, the low ground comes out. It's Paper, it's Muzz.
Bugha and Threats go down early.
He's stuck in a difficult position. Bugha can't do anything either here. The zone's just doing too much.
Rise goes down. Khanada and Agers make an epic height play.
He knows this one's pulling towards a little bit of elevation. He's trying to prepare for it. That way, he doesn't have to make a mad dash towards the end. Hound and Aiden, we knew they had high ground, but this is where the contest is going to come in. One comes tumbling down. Khanada trying to go for the back-to-back, using all of his resources, and they've taken it. Khanada and Agers are once again the kings of the high ground.
And win, extending their lead. But games 9 through 12 would see a massive shakeup on the leaderboard, and a team that started the day in the 40s would make a major push to qualify for Copenhagen, and a tournament that, despite the leaderboard after 9 games, would come down to the last minutes of the last game to decide the winner. Khanada and Agers went down early, leaving the door open for Bugha. Clicks goes down as a solo, but it's Bucky and Okus who are all of a sudden mounting an epic day 2 comeback.
It's going to allow him to live, to fight another tail. Bucky's going in, and Bucky takes out yet another player.
Picking up the win on the unreal 1v2 by Okus.
So it's going to come down to it. He might actually win right now if the high ground team doesn't come down and do something about it. But instead he goes up, he goes for the fight, and Okus takes matters into his own hands.
And they jump to 19th and into global championship range. In Game 10, Bucky and Okus keep their momentum by capturing the island.
They're really trying to make a comeback right now. Like, this is showing you that maybe the strategy for them was like, hey, let's ease up day one, let's see what we can do without it.
See how people are, go for the VOD review.
Exactly.
And it's definitely possible. There's 15 more points, 30 points throughout 2 games to do that mid-match objective.
Khanada and Agers go down early again. Suddenly, the door is wide open, but Iamzo and Rise go down a little bit too early to fully capitalize, and Threats manages to clutch up more solo points than he has any right to.
But he's getting all the placements here. Can he find some eliminations? That's where the big points are going to start to rack things up. Here it is. It's a one opportunity. Finds it right there. And a little bit of material here left behind. He doubles back here. Gets the finish in the zone. Swings around the outskirts. He's just playing mind games with the opponent on low. But he looks up. Gets punished now. Down to just a couple builds here. This is...
But then he goes down.
One big tag. He gets the zone tick. And almost an extra one there.
Polo and Sphinx win, but it's getting tighter.
It's looking bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking really bad.
Bucky and Okus are suddenly in qualification range, and in just 2 more games can cap off one of the greatest Day 2 comebacks we have ever seen. Starting in the endgame, Khanada manages to eke out a few placement points before going down, and Threats and Buka sense their opportunity.
He's got no material. He has to take the fight. Down he goes, outside the top 10. Okay, there's runway here, but Threats has to stay alive. He finds another one here. It's Jackson, and the full finish.
But go down.
On to Buga. The med mist is low as well. He has little builds. Only a few seconds, he runs out.
Okus keeps stacking up points as a solo, likely clinching qualification, and Reet and Ritual pull out the win. Like we said, the last 3 games are bonkers.
What felt an insurmountable lead from Agers and Khanada is now dwindling,
with multiple teams on the bubble qualifying to Copenhagen. Game 12 was shaping up to be magical with so much on the line. Most importantly, whether Khanada and Agers would win a championship after 31 tries. And in case we did not emphasize enough, here's some excellent stage setting from the broadcast.
Both teams, Agers, Khanada, Buga, Threats, are set up to battle and duel it out here in this game. Both have been up to their normal stuff in early game. Looting, grabbing some surge tags, and getting some extra ammo if you're Agers, Khanada. Agers Khanada looking to make their mark, put their staple on this FNCS, and become first-time FNCS champions.
All of a sudden, the worst-case scenario, with 49 players still up, Khanada gets knocked as Agers desperately tries to save him.
Somebody's flanking behind them. Somebody is literally right behind Khanada and Agers. Down goes Khanada. That was Caskers with the sneaky play.
But it's now up to Agers to solo clutch, and he goes down.
We already saw Agers clutch up a win yesterday. Can he do something big? But no, he falls.
So Buga and Threats have an opportunity to cap off a historical comeback.
And Threats and Buga have a chance now. There's no eliminations though.
This is history.
But Buga goes down, and Threats cannot close the gap.
Yes, he's earning placement points, but he needs elims.
So we waited in suspense. But after 18 tries,
your winners for the FNCS Grand Finals in Major Number 3 here in North America are Agers and Khanada.
Khanada wins his first.
Holy finally, bro. Finally. After 18 times.
Agers wins his first 2, and they were so happy.
Thank you guys so much. Here he comes, Khanada. What is good, dude?
Dude, I'm feeling hype, man. I'm happy, bro. We did it, bro. We did it. We won. We finally did it. After all this time, I fought for every grand finals. I never pulled it off. I got 2nd place close, 3rd place, 3rd place, 4th, and I finally made it out in 1st place. Thank God I did it.
And when the final leaderboard was shown, Buga was just 12 points behind, with Iamzo and Rise rounding out the top 10. In addition to the win, there was 10 spots for Copenhagen, with Byla and NPen coming just so close, putting Bucky and Okus's amazing Day 2 qualification into perspective. Here's the full NA qualification list through all 3 majors. Eddie Cantor once quipped, it takes 20 years to make an overnight success. So, Congrats to Khanada and Agers for winning after coming so close so many times. Hopefully, they don't keep us waiting too long for the next one. Thanks for watching, like, sub, and check out our other videos.